So for step 35, attaching the RC unit, well, this is where we need to put in the speed controller, the receiver, hook up the cables to the motor, and our receiver switch. Now, I've decided just to go ahead and do this and show you the final result. So there's our ESC. Now the hobby wing, I'm finding that the easiest placement is the way this is right here, where the wires are facing backwards, so that you can run the cables from the motor this way and then attach. But this is a fairly tight fit. There's not a lot of length coming off that hobby wing, so there's not a lot of play. So you'll need to put this speed controller as far back as you can and then push in the cable wires as much as you can so that you can have enough room to click them in. But doing it that way, they're nicely out of the way. Now the same thing, I've just wrapped the cables a little bit here. They're out of the way of the shaft and they're going right into the receiver, and the receiver is down with Velcro, not double-sided tape, because I use this receiver in other kits. But the nice thing is, and you can see here, that even if this was a Tamiya speed controller, they just want you using double-sided tape and putting it on the top. Well, the beauty of the hobby wing is, even though it doesn't have the right Tamiya screw connectors, if all we're doing is taping it down, we can tape it in the exact position that Tamiya is suggesting for their own receiver switch. Excuse me, the receiver switch. So that is an easy fit. So there we go. There is our MF-01X complete with all of the RC stuff attached. So we are finished with step 35, and we're going to move to step 36 and start working on the wheels. So for step 36, the wheels, well, you can see that we need to attach the wheels to the tires. But the interesting thing is, if you go to the body set instructions for this specific car, this is where you're going to have to pay attention, because the wheels and the tires are basically, they're directional. So you've got to make sure that the tires themselves are going on to the right wheel for whether these are going on the left side of your car or the right side of your car. So you've got to refer to this to figure this part out. Now what's cool is, I've noticed these tires are nice and soft. So this is going to give really good grip on dirt. That's awesome. Now for the Poor Boys RC Challenge, I'm actually going to be putting some road tires on. But for the purposes of this video, let's get these tires onto the wheels. So this is going to be easy peasy. You can see that the blocked tire on the left is different to the blocks on the right. This outer kind of slanted block is to face the rim. So that's got to face the outer side. So you just got to make sure that you put them on like that. Super easy to work with because they're super soft rubber. It's awesome. So you can see that those slanted blocks are facing the wheels. Well, I went ahead and did all the other ones. Not much point in repeating that. So there we go. There are our tires ready to be installed. So that means that 36 is complete. So we're going to move on to step 37 and attach the wheels. So for step 37, attaching the wheels, well, we've got these A5 pieces, we've got the pins. It shows you greasing them, but I won't be, because we're going to replace these bushings with full ball bearings. And then of course we've got our flange nuts, etc. Now, the interesting thing is, because of the Poor Boys RC Challenge, I will be using these tires and wheel combinations because they're a road tire, and for speed we want something that's not a rally tire. And my rally tires from the MF-01X, I have put them onto the M05 Yaris that I have. So they're going to sit here for a while we do all the speed run challenges. So I will set this up and we're going to put on the wheels. So let's start with the front like they're showing here. So we've got a bearing that's got to now slide into here. There we go. And we've got a pin, which I can put into there. I'm going to turn this so that it's more horizontal. Then we've got this A5 piece. Slide that on. Whoops. Make sure that's going horizontal. There we go. And then we'll put on our tire. And now for the lock nut. Flange nut. And we'll lock it down. There we go. So there's one tire on. So we'll do the same thing with the other side. Let's put our bearing into there. Grab our shaft there. There we go. And this piece right there. Grab a wheel. And our flange nut again. So there are the front tires on. So let's do the same thing with the back. So we need to pop in our bearing, put in a pin, put in this hex piece, put on a wheel, and then our flange nut. There we go. And one last one. So let's pop in the bearing, put in the shaft, level it out, put on that piece, put on the wheel, and put on our flange nut. And there we go. So there is our MF-01X getting ready to go. That is at the low ride level height. And we've got the road tires on there now, which is exactly what we want for the speed challenge. So we're getting much closer. So that's the end of step 37. So now we're going to move on to 38, install the battery pack and the battery stoppers to keep that battery in the car.